All right, hi everyone, and welcome to day 218 of this artificial intelligence project where we're trying to make AI more accessible. So today we had our weekly meeting, our dev meeting, chat with a VC, and yeah, and I spent some time emailing more VCs and playing with, I shouldn't say playing, but working with HAL9. Yeah, so for the weekly meeting, yeah, mostly I went over our business plan and mentioned what I did last week, and then everyone went to mention what they're working on. I think the common pattern is that everyone is planning to spend some time last week and this week, and maybe even another week actually just bug fixing and just fixing things as needed. Yeah, and then we chatted with this VC, which was actually the first. It might have been the second VC that no, actually, it was the first VC that contacted us. Yes, because we've talked in the past with a couple other accelerators and whatnot, but this was VC that talked to us, and we actually really like this person, and yeah, it was great. And like I definitely need to get better at pitching. Pedro was with me in this thing, and he was mentioning that I need to be more concise when I'm speaking, especially to VCs. In this case, it's a different type of VC because this particular person is very technical, so it wasn't as bad. But Pedro's feedback and also the feedback from these VCs that it needs to be so much more concrete. What I mentioned during the pitches, and the other part of feedback that we got is that we should be doing. We should have a slide where we showcase why web technologies are the future for artificial intelligence. So I went on to look at different projects like Electron, Deno.js, Wasmer, Node.js, Hal9, which has almost no stars but is growing nicely, Arcero, right, and Danfo.js and TensorFlow.js. All of them are projects that we're using. So I started putting this chart, but then I remember that also while we were talking with them, it was like, oh my god, like where is this app that does the GitHub stars? So I was like, wait a second, we should be able to do that with HAL9. And so I created a couple new visualizations. One is you can do projections on GitHub stars. So basically different GitHub repos have different stars. These are our stars, but we could also potentially say here, one of the repos that I was looking at is, for instance, Deno is growing like crazy. So we can use that one. And sorry, I have a mess here. Somewhere in here. Oh my god, I don't even know where it is. Let me open it again. Yeah, so nope, not that one. Definitely not that one. Yeah, so we can also look at Deno as a project, and this is kind of like the projection, although yeah, whatever. I mean, that might be too big of a huge projection, but also in this case, it might be close to exponential or something because it's growing a lot. Although it already has a lot of stars, so I don't think they can do exponential. So maybe they'll keep growing linearly, but whatever. So I put this together, and the other one that I'm trying to put together, which like forced us to find a bunch of issues and why not. And I know that also Kevin and Anshit are all playing with HAL9, which is great. And the other one is, like I wanted to compare different repos on the AI space. So one of them is Danfo.js, which is here, TensorFlow.js, Arcero, which is this one, and HAL9, which is still pretty low. But I found out that it's kind of tricky to impute values, which basically means adding values that are not there. We do have a function that does that, but the problem is that the problem with the imputing over here is that I think we want something like that anyways. It's that it just, we can add 0 values, but we can't yet add, I mean, we could add like the mean or the max or whatever, but that's kind of like lame. I don't think that's what we really want. Yeah, this looks awful now. So imputing values, it's weird because, like we want to impute the values from each Yeah, so this is tricky. Anyways, so yeah, I don't know exactly how this would work. And yeah, because we want to impute all the values by the last element. And I was taking a look at the source code, and it seems it might be possible, but maybe not. So I don't know. I might end up doing it actually on the GitHub blog. Maybe that's one way of doing it. Maybe not the ideal one. Anyways, and then yeah, I basically was talking to Pedro. Like we were just debating whether I should focus more on practicing the pitch or contacting VCs, and I think we decided that we want to focus on reaching out more VCs, mostly because we don't have yet a lot of appointments. Like it takes time, so I'll keep just doing that, and hopefully I won't get distracted by using HAL9 again. But that's probably a good sign because this is kind of cool. And by the way this works is there is already a repo that retrieves the stars, and they have a file. So I converted basically that repo, which is licensed MIT, and it was already on JavaScript, specifically on Node.js. So again, kind of like one of the reasons why sometimes you can leverage JavaScript to do data analysis, because the libraries are already there and it's easier to connect and export data and interoperate, and why not? All right, anyways, that's all I have for today. Thanks for watching. I'll keep you posted and see you around.